Hi guys, it's Dawn from Finding My Light, and I hope this is not too loud, but I have to have it on because without it, it's really windy out, and we have a portable air conditioner, and when I turn it off, the air goes into that little hose that you put out onto the little thing for the window, and it just acts like a accordion and makes a wicked loud sound. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me. Um, I have some great news to share with you all. And I decided yesterday I was going to weigh myself. I said, you know what, enough is enough. It's time to put on my big girl panties and go weigh myself. I kind of had a feeling that I lost weight. I just didn't know how much. And what happened is I walked out to the kitchen and I did up the dishes that were in the sink. And I got my water and I walked back in here. And I realized, wait a minute, I'm not as out of breath as I usually am. When did this happen? So it got me thinking, well, let's just step on the scale and see what happens. You guys, I did this twice because the number I could not believe. You know that I fight with my scale. So it took me probably 5 to 10 minutes to do it, but I did it because I really wanted the answer. I broke the 400s. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm at 398.4. And I know that's still crazy, and that's a huge number, and I'm not proud of that number. But I will never see those fours again, ever. I am so excited. I cannot wait to see what the next chapter, because now we're going to work on losing the next 50 pounds, because that's what I've lost right now is 50 pounds. It took me way longer, but it was a long journey of learning and changing and growing, and I have finally learned that I'm going to do this eating the way I've been doing it my way. I'm not going to apologize to anyone, because if it's working and I'm getting the nutrients that I need, and I'm listening to nutritionists, I'm listening to people who are actually certified, I am shutting out the outside noise. I'm not saying that no one can ever like suggest, hey, to get more of this in, add this to the food. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who say, you need to quit eating those chicken nuggets and eat a salad. That to me is such a ignorant, uneducated suggestion. It's not helpful. And I hate to tell them, you can turn a salad that's worse for you than eating a hamburger just by drenching it into the salad dressing, depending on what you use. But it doesn't matter. The point is, I'm finally learning this is my journey, and I'm not here to impress anybody but myself. And I'm not in competition with anybody but myself. And it took me reading a lot of comments. And we'll talk about this later, that I have been struggling with people mean comments on anybody's someone who's just sharing a recipe or sharing their thoughts or some. There's always got to be people that have to find something negative to say, and I have finally learned that is their problem, to ignore them. That reflects on them. It doesn't reflect on the person who, because I'm empathetic and then I become a right fighter. But it doesn't matter, no matter what I say to a stranger, they're not going to change their behavior until something is put into their path to say, ooh, maybe I need to change. And it usually means that they're miserable people. And I hope and truly hope that people like that do get the help and realize there's a better way of handling being disappointed, because I know what it's like to be disappointed and hate myself, and because it makes me angry. But I've also don't I have learned not, I don't know if learn is the right word. I don't lash out the way some people choose to. Do I want to sometimes? Yeah, I do. But then I know that it's coming just from a place of anger and nothing to do with them. Just me being angry at me. So I hope that they find the help. But anyway, onward. I am learning that I don't have to be perfect. As long as I am 85 to 95% in my calorie deficit and eating the way I need to eat, eating my protein and eating my fiber, I am losing weight. I can have those, I don't want to say bad, because I don't believe in good or bad food. I can indulge and not feel so guilty, you know, one time. I'm not saying every single day. I'm not even saying every week. In fact, we had fast food this week. I felt guilty at first, and then I realized, why am I feeling guilty? I did my calorie deficit. I am allowed to have this. And whether people like it or not, Sometimes having a hamburger from a fast food place is not as unhealthy as you think it is. It all depends on what you decide to have on it. If you take off the, the huge sauce, some of the sauces that they use that are high calorie, and just put on ketchup or even a little bit of mayonnaise or whatever you want to do, and you add the tomatoes, you add the lettuce, you have the hamburger for the protein. Is it the best choice in the world for your nutrition? No, but it does something else. It feeds your soul as well. And being as poor as we are, this is a treat, okay? And I'm not going to feel sorry for it. And the scale says don't be sorry for it. Now I can understand if I was eating it every single day and not staying in my calorie deficit. But if you, so there's a person on TikTok who has lost all her weight, like hundreds of pounds, eating fast food. That's her choice. Is it a choice I would make? Probably not, because we do have to be careful. Saturated fat is not good for your heart. But people tend to think that you can't have anything that has fat in it or it's bad for your heart. And that is not true. Your body needs fat and carbohydrates, whether you like it or not. They need protein, it needs fiber. It's just a matter of how much. And some people, everybody's different. I can't sit here and say what amount I have to have is the amount that you need to have. And I wish people would understand that. But anyway, we're not going to get on that thing. I am just here to tell you that I think I've broken not just that barrier, but I have broken something in my journey. I've broken through a, what's the word I'm looking for? A roadblock. I'm done apologizing for the way I'm eating. I am not going to defend if I have chicken nuggets and french fries one night and didn't make homemade nuggets, didn't make homemade fries, and didn't have a vegetable. Because 90% of the time I have a vegetable. And I'm just not apologizing for things like that anymore. I am truly learning to break this food addiction. And I'm allowing myself to have a treat at night. And I know that it's going to be there the next night. I don't have to eat it all. It's something that's new to me and it's really weird. But I am learning and it's becoming easy and easier as I do this. Just knowing that, okay, enjoy the food, what's in front of you, the package is put away, and just enjoy this because tomorrow night I get to have it again. And it's just something's finally clicking in my brain. And I am so super excited. And I know it's taken me over a year to lose. Heck, it's taken me over 40 years to lose 50 pounds. But I finally feel like I am on the downward slide. I finally feel like I'm getting a grip of how this works and how my body is working. I've been listening to my body. I know what works and what doesn't work. And now when my body doesn't act right, I know, okay, what is it that I didn't? It's very important for me to get my fiber in because I'm learning the hard way. And yeah, so, all right, guys, that's what I wanted to share. I'm just so super excited. And I am learning to really have faith in myself, to trust myself, and although I'm still walking through some tough things, I still know that no matter what, I'll get through it. Um, and that I have found a way that I'm going to eat for the rest of my life. I mean, as long as my body is telling me it's right, my legs have gone down and swelling by, I can't tell you how much. So just by adding more protein and fiber, it has really helped my body to recover. And I am so super excited. I cannot wait for next year because next year I can't wait to walk with you all outside on the road as I'm walking. That is a huge goal for me. So, okay, guys, I don't want it to be super long, but I just wanted to share this news with you. And I know I've been wishy-washy, and this is an issue I've had all along. I'm trying to put up at least 3 times a week what I ate for dinner. I'm not doing the challenge. That was a total flop, and I didn't get one single comment, one single like. I'm just, I understand. It wasn't. It just. It is what it is what I eat for me. But I will share my dinners and stuff, maybe give you some ideas. But I'm just sharing because I want to. It's not a challenge anymore. I'm doing it for me. And that's really what I'm coming back to. I'm doing this channel for me. And anybody that wants to come along is a huge bonus. You know that I appreciate each and every one of you. But it's time that I realize that it's okay to put myself first. It's okay to say this is my journey. But and it's not being, in my mind sometimes I feel like, is that being mean? It's not being mean. This journey is for me. And anybody wants to come along, they're more than welcome, as long as I keep it positive and keep it and say things from the heart. And I've been lucky. I've had some wonderful responses, and so far I've really had only one person, and that was a while back, that was really, really nasty, and I just ignored it. I blocked and ignored, and that's what I'll continue to do. But anyway, guys, all right, take care. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.